So I decided to start this reflective video by asking other people what they thought leadership was.
Leadership is taking it to the next level, doing extra, not trying to cut corners, do what it takes, be strong.
Leadership to me is being able to get people together to accomplish a common goal successfully.
I think leadership is leading by example, showing others what you expect a leader to be.
To me, leadership is being actively involved in your community, being really invested in everything that you're doing, being really passionate about it, and really caring. But leadership also isn't about telling people what to do. It's about helping them reach their fullest potential and working with people below you. So you're not really bossing them around. You're actually helping them do their best job and helping them grow into the people that they should be.
Leadership is a complex concept, and it has a lot of different meanings. And certainly if you talk to different people, you get different views on leadership, what leadership is. It's something we recognize, it's something we can see when it's working. It's also very difficult to define. There's an organizational type of leadership. Within any organization there are leaders and there are layers of leadership, whether it be the CEO or middle management or all the way down the chain of command. But leadership is important because leadership provides direction, and leadership also is in charge and responsible for evaluating progress that is made within the organization. Leaders sometimes forget that they are always on the spot and are people that need to merit following. People who are working in an organization want direction. They want discipline. This comes from leadership. And the person in charge has to be highly motivated, highly energized, and has to be someone that others respect and trust and wish to follow. So that's a form of leadership in an organizational structure. There is also leadership in a crisis situation. For example, a group of people facing a crisis, whether it be in a community, whether it be a team type of function, or whether it be a country. Their leadership has to surface to show these folks how to handle the crisis. And out of crisis, sometimes surprising leaders step forward and give direction on how to solve the problem. Leaders are problem solvers, whether it be in a crisis or within an organization. They are the ones that have to have solutions or find a way to create solutions to problems. And the best function of leadership is to be so organized, and that's certainly a very important element of leadership, is to be so organized that the group can function without the daily direction of the person who is basically in charge. That is good leadership, where people are able to function because of the direction given by the leader, and they're able to function in an efficient manner without the leader constantly telling them what to do or checking in on them. So leadership is valuable to us in an organizational standpoint, from a political standpoint, a national standpoint, and from a crisis standpoint. But good leaders are always there to help others. It's a service role. It's not a direction role altogether. It's a service role. One of the things that you'll find in good leaders is that they are good servants, and they are good helpers, and they are good listeners, and they are good facilitators. So leadership is very complex. It's very intertwined with everything that is happening, but we can recognize, we know leadership when we see it, and we are able to be directed by wonderful leaders.
I've learned that contrary to popular belief, leadership is not always positional. Leaders also demonstrate great followership and listen to other people in order to make strong and positive decisions. I've learned that leadership is dynamic. It's constantly changing. You have to make an effort to understand different personalities and be able to use them effectively. I think some of my greatest leadership strengths are that I'm a really solid listener. I try to really incorporate everyone's ideas and thoughts into making a great solution for whatever we're trying to do. I really try to be knowledgeable about what I'm leading other people in doing. So I think that those are some of my greatest strengths. One of the challenges that I face as being a leader is that sometimes I'm not vocal enough. I don't always express my opinion verbally, and that can really undermine your value as a leader if people don't hear what you really have to say. I think I can take advantage of both my strengths and weaknesses by really listening to what other people say, but just trying to be a lot more vocal about it. If I'm able to tell people what's really on my mind and tell people about the knowledge that I have about whatever it is that I'm trying to lead them in, then hopefully I'll be a better leader and be more successful in doing that. So I think in knowing my weaknesses, and if I'm able to take advantage of them, that'll make things even better for me. I think my leadership philosophy comes a lot from leading by example. I think in order to exhibit solid leadership, you have to be able to instill a common goal in people or a common idea, but you yourself have to be able to exemplify that you're a leader and that you follow kind of the same principles. I think leading by example is really important, but you also have to lead by words and what you say. Being a great orator will really help you become a better leader as well. I think that leadership can come from anyone. It's not necessarily positional, but you have to effectively show that you're worth being listened to. I think for the most part my leadership philosophy hasn't really changed, but I think from listening to people in higher education you really have to know a lot about other people, at times more than yourself. I think a really good way to develop leadership is by serving the community. I think Coach Brown said it well, that serving others is a really good way to increase your leadership skills, and I really hope that as a leader I can really bring out the potential in people, and I hope that people will really respect me and what I say will really transcend into their minds. I think to really help with this, I'll definitely try to be more vocal, especially when it comes to basketball, and so that people can really listen to what I have to say. There's always room for improvement when it comes to being a leader. I think getting input from all ages shows that there's a lot of diversity in leadership, and it can be simple but also complex.